Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, we're going to get started now that we're finally on. It's just, working out the kinks. It's all just about working out the kinks, that kind of such. So, anyway, now we can finally go into our discussion. So, without further ado, let me bring up my notes. Alrighty, so we're going to review today The Acolyte, Season 3, Destiny, taking place on the planet Brendok, um, the background planet of May and Osha. So we're going to talk about my overall rating of the episode, thoughts and reactions of the episode, and we're going to play Scottiplier's pre-recorded review video, and my final recommendation I give of the episode. So my overall rating of this episode, I give it 3.5 out of 4 stars, 85 to 87% Rotten Tomatoes. I thought this was okay, as well as interesting, especially when we learned the background story of where Osha and May came from and what their family members were. Anyways, we'll talk more in detail on why these ratings soon. I believe this rating I'm giving it reflects mostly on the story script of the episode and epic looking cinematography of the planet Rendok, the natures and the mountains and such, the drama between the characters, especially the sisters when they started to fade away from their love for each other, and of course, the visual effects. So my thoughts and reactions of this episode, oh, so much to talk about here. So my thoughts on the episode are mostly great positive ones, with only one negative flaw. But the good stuff is that I liked the extra cast of characters that portrayed the so-called witches of the sisters' families. I really like how the actresses Jodie Turner-Smith and Margarita Levieva portrayed their excellent roles as Mother Anisea and Corel, the lead roles of the witches. I also thought that the two lead child actresses, Lauren and Leah Brady, identical twins in real life, by the way, had played their roles really well, and I could definitely tell they were really enjoying their film time on cameras. So I thought that when they got the calling for the episode, is what I heard. They were so overthrilled and flattered to accept the roles. And I must admit, in this episode, as the story progressed, watching May and Osha's characters start to fade away from having complete different opinions, views, wants, and destinies in their lives, it was kind of heartbreaking to take in. But I completely understand where the characters and the script writers are coming from with this situation, common sibling issues, and drama. But it was refreshing, though, to see, on the other hand, their mother of the witches accepted Osha's wants and wishes for her future. And even though it was rebellious toward their cult and kind, she still wanted her to choose and be happy with what she wants. That's what I love about most people and families, having each other understand one another and wanting everyone to be happy with their choices and wishes in life. Their scene together where Mother Anastasia and Osha were talking together about Osha's wants to become a Jedi and not a witch really broke me to tears of like tenderness, happiness for knowing Aisha's character and knowing that she still had and always will have her mom's supporting love. I didn't quite feel bad though for May's character, on the other hand, for wanting to keep her sister trapped on their home planet and not have Osha follow her dreams and wishes. She even threatened to kill her if she had tried to leave. I mean, what? That's not really a true sister. That's more like an enemy that barely knows you. That shows us how much May loved Osha. Not really. If May loved Osha, she would have also supported her and accepted her wishes like their mother did. Now we know how the fire on their planet started that killed their families. I mean, the fire mystery was solved. May is not is May was, of course, accused of starting it, and it seems that way when we saw her light the place, trapping her sister inside that cell room. So now, without further ado, let me share my screen and we'll go into Scottiplier's video and we will have him do his review. So if we can just go, here we are.
Hey everyone, Scottiplier here, and I want to do a quick little review of the most recent episode of The Acolyte. I've seen the first two episodes, and I haven't yet done like a review for the first two episodes on my channel, but I want to talk about episode 3 for my buddy Sean. So yeah, going into episode 3, titled Legacy, this was another very solid episode. I really like that we're fleshing out May and Osha's story as twin sisters from when they were younger. Like, because this entire episode is like 16 years prior, so it's a flashback episode, and I like that. We get to see what kind of culture they lived in as kids, and I'm seeing how they're on this planet that I've never heard of before. It's a new planet for this show, and I really like how it's a coven of witches that are raising these kids. I think that's interesting. That's all I'm going to say about the episode. But yeah, and they have to go through this ceremony, and all of these people are like force sensitive, and it's fascinating. And Osha and May are force sensitive, and I liked how this episode kind of started to like adopt certain story ideas from Phantom Menace, which is interesting, and I'm really curious where that will go, and if more of that will be unpacked with May and Osha's mom. Maybe we'll get another flashback or something with her character and how how certain things unravel, and I think that'll be really fascinating going forward in this series. And I'm really enjoying this episode. It had really great music, and yeah, I thought it was another really solid episode, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts. And no grade yet, because the show's still airing. There'll be 8 episodes in total. So yeah, all right, guys, I'll see you guys very soon. So back to my buddy Sean with his thoughts.
Okay, now we are done with photos. Let's head back into the live stream. All right, we can now stop sharing. All righty. And we still have audio. That's good. All right, so thank you, Scottiplier, for sending me your video again to broadcast and share the screen on it. So, he said he was going to talk about my thoughts. I already did, so I'm pretty much done. So, pretty much my final recommendation for this episode. I recommend this episode if you are a fan of watching like family movies and shows on TV. I mean, this episode does very well, and we can really tell it focuses on Aisha and May's connection in the family that starts to break. and I believe that this is a big lesson for every family around the world. Pay attention to your kids and support them no matter what. Does that seem so hard for crying out loud? Anyways, I believe you won't be disappointed with this one. I thought this episode was worth seeing, and I will see it again and maybe again. Laugh out loud. So, I'm dying to see what episode 4 will bring on the screen for us. And, well, that's the end of this live stream for episode 3 of The Acolyte. Again, this live will be archived in my lives playlist on my channel, so you can access and watch it later if you didn't make it. Anyways, thanks again, everyone. I'll see you all live again next week for discussing and reviewing episode 4. Cash out.